Superman 2025. This is the new James Gunn Superman that is launching the new DC universe. Let's talk about it. So we jump into this movie, and it is Superman's third year of being Superman. And we see that he already has relationships formed, that he's already working at the Daily Planet. Now, after seeing the trailers, I did have high hopes for this. I know that James Gunn has a very unique style. If you know his Guardians of the Galaxy movies and even Suicide Squad, you know he has a very unique flair for filmmaking, writing, and he always has some very interesting visuals and some weird, quirky, out-of-the-box characters. And I have to say, I really enjoyed what James Gunn did with Superman. We skip the origin story completely. We jump into the action. The Superman that we get in this film is bright, optimistic, and it's the polar opposite of Henry Cavill. Zack Snyder had his own unique vision for Superman and that universe, and that was actually my Superman growing up for me. I didn't grow up with Matt Reeves. I grew up with Henry Cavill as Superman. And with James Gunn taking over, he puts his own spin and own flavor, own tone on Superman and this DC universe going forward. David Corenswet does a great job at being Superman. He is this Superman. He is optimistic. He's goofy. He is kind of funny. And it's kind of a farm boy raised on a farm, very innocent type of Superman. Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane. I thought she did a great job too. She had that flair that brings Lois Lane to life. She's a reporter that really digs into the stories, wants to know the truth. And we've got to talk about Lex Luthor. Nicholas Hoult, he did such a great job. I really bought him as Lex Luthor. I thought he really brought that to life. And the only other one I've seen is like Kevin Spacey as Lex Luthor, which I didn't really like that one. Nicholas Hoult just does a great job at being menacing and very, very unlikable. By the time, we get around to him and Superman meeting up and stuff like that, you're ready for Lex Luthor to get punished. You're ready for him to get what he deserves because he is a terrible guy. Another standout for me was Mr. Fantastic, played by Eddie Gathegi. He did a great job. He was in it more than I thought he would be, and he really held his own and embodied this character. We also meet the Justice Gang, which is made up of Green Lantern, Hawkgirl, and Mr. Terrific. And Nathan Fillion plays Guy Gardner, or Green Lantern, and he just made me laugh. He was just really funny, very arrogant, very, just kind of cringy, but like in a good way. The visuals in this film are fantastic. They're big, they're grand. The way it's filmed is amazing. The Fortress of Solitude in particular is just ginormous. They really bring it to life, and it's just beautiful to look at. So overall, James Gunn put his own unique spin on this, and starting a new universe, he didn't want to start from the beginning. He's like, hey, we already know what happens with Superman as a baby. He comes to Earth. We don't need to go over that again. I appreciated that, but I do have a few issues with the film. Number one, I wish we would have gotten just a little more connective tissue to kind of get to know this Superman and this Lois Lane. When we first meet them, this isn't a spoiler or anything, you see it in the trailer when they're kissing. We first meet them and they are already a couple. And so we haven't been introduced to them at all. We don't know them separately. So it was a little jarring, I will be honest, to just jump into this and be like, well, okay, I guess, that's who they are. It felt a little off. My number two issue, there is a lot going on in this film. There are several different plot lines going on at the same time. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It does feel a little clunky, trying to cohesively keep everything together and fit all the pieces together. And my number three kind of issue with this film was James Gunn's humor. I appreciate it, and I like it in Guardians of the Galaxy. I think he does a good job. Kind of those tones really vibe together well. You can have some emotion, and then he throws in a little humor. It's good. In Superman, though, there are several times we are given the opportunity to have an emotional, impactful, meaningful moment as an audience, and we could have had the opportunity to sit with it and be like, wow, that's really good. Instead, James Gunn decided to capitalize on like humor, and instead of letting us sit in that, he just throws a joke right there and just cuts off the emotion. So I do wish we could have just sat with it a little bit and not been so jokey sometimes. And to go with this, the humor doesn't always land. I mean, a majority of the time it does. It's pretty good. Sometimes, though, it's just a little off and doesn't belong where he puts it. My number 4 critique here is if you are a comic book reader and a comic book lover of especially Superman, you will absolutely love this film. I'm just going to say that. But if you are not a comic book reader, like I am not, I haven't read any of the comic books, nothing like that. I just know it from, the movies I've seen and some of the animated stuff like way back in the day. I felt a little bit out of the loop when it came to some characters and the conversations they were having or the jokes, or you're supposed to kind of know some characters already. I didn't know them because I haven't read the comics. So I think that James Gunn specifically made this for comic book fans, which is completely fine. That's what he wanted to do. And I would assume with his movies that are going to be coming out in the DCU, it's going to continue this trend. And honestly, maybe a couple of movies down the line, I'll go back to Superman and it'll be better than I thought it was now because everything connects and it's fully fleshed out. As of right now, it was jarring just jumping into this world and not being necessarily a comic book reader or fan. That being said, the audience that's going to go see this movie, if you're not a comic book reader or anything, I don't know how well this movie's going to sit with you. It may just be okay. There was enough in this movie for me, though, to enjoy it. I liked it. I like David Corn Sweat, again, as Superman. I think he's a very good Superman. It's a unique take on it, and it's refreshing because we've all just been in Zack Snyder's universe for so long. It's nice and refreshing to get a bright, bold, optimistic Superman. We also have to talk about the Superman lore that James Gunn brought to this new universe. He brought a lot of really interesting lore to the screen that we haven't seen on the big screen before of Superman. There's so many really cool, weird things, even just Crypto the dog. I thought was a great touch. They didn't overuse Crypto, but they used it just enough to be kind of a comic relief. It made you feel warm and fuzzy because this dog is just there living its best life, having a good time, oblivious to like what's really happening. So I thought they used that well. In the end, guys, this Superman movie did enough for me to get me excited about the future of the DCU. I think it's in good hands with James Gunn. And again, I think as we keep going, it's going to get better and better. It's starting out on a strong foot, though. So, have you guys seen Superman? Are you going to go see it? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Please like and subscribe. And I can't wait to see what you guys think about this. All right, well, I'll talk to you guys next time and look forward to many more reviews soon. Have a good one.